Hi everyone, Mikey here. So, I am continuing my review of the Hidden Legacy series. We are going on to book 2 in the series called White Hot. And so, this book I will start off by reading the summary as I did with Burn For Me, just so you can have an understanding of what the story is in this one. Nevada Baylor has a unique and secret skill. She knows when people are lying, and she has used that magic along with plain hard work to keep her colorful and close-knit family's detective agency afloat. But her new case pits her against shadowy forces that almost destroyed the city of Houston once before, bringing Nevada back in contact with Connor Mad Rogan. Rogan is a billionaire prime, the highest rank of magic user, and as unreadable as ever, despite Nevada's talents. There is no hiding the spark between them, now that the stakes are even higher, both professionally and personally, and their foes are unimaginably powerful. Rogan and Nevada will find that nothing burns like ice. So, I can honestly say the second book is better than the first book, which is I find surprising because it is very hard for a series to make the second book always better than the first. But they've managed to do it in this novel. So, to continue, the story goes that how Nevada gets re-involved in the conspiracy that you find out at the end of the events of Burn For Me. You find out that there is one, but you don't learn much about it. You just know what their main goal was, and in this book you find out they're continuing those events. They've come up with a different plan, or they've had a different plan just in case their first one failed. So Nevada gets involved because she's approached by one of the previous side characters we didn't know much about that was introduced in Burn For Me, by the name of Cornelius. He approaches Nevada to help him solve the murder of his wife. No one wants to help him. Everyone he approaches doesn't want to get involved. Anyone who knows anything doesn't say anything. So he approaches his friend, Augustine Montgomery, who we know of the events of Burn For Me, owns a part of Nevada Baylor's business by lieu of her mortgage. So, he refers him to Nevada, and this starts off the events of this novel, and progresses Nevada going deeper into the conspiracy and what they're planning and the means they're willing to go to achieve it. Now, in this novel, we learn much more about Rogan and how he views things. We learn he is a soldier who, even though he has come back from war, has never stopped fighting the war. He always views it as there is always another war to fight. I won't go into any more details on that end because it'll ruin major character development for him. So for Nevada, we learn more about her family and their magics. We also learn some of new ways for Nevada to use her magic, because at the end of the events of Burn For Me, she has chosen to learn more about her magic and how to use it. So our character also gets a power boost without making it seem like, oh, they're a Mary Sue. They got a power boost out of nowhere just because plot reasons. No, in this we find out Nevada gets a power boost because she's actually putting effort into her magic. In the events of Burn For Me, Nevada has never put much effort into her magic. So while she is powerful, she does not know how to use that power. But in Burn For Me, she has learned how to use some of her power. Not all of it, but she is more of a apprentice now, more than she just was a regular street urchin at magic. So we learned some more of the interesting magics you'll see. Some families have more dangerous magics that are viewed as weaker or not especially dangerous. But you find out that even though some magics don't seem that dangerous or some mages aren't that powerful, they can actually be pretty deadly or very useful in how they're applied. There's a very good scene in this novel where you'll learn about one of the uses of Cornelius's magic. It's not viewed as a very versatile form of magic, but you find out it actually is a very useful magic if applied in the right situation. What else? I honestly rate this book as a 4.5. I do this because even though the last book was a 4, this book, White Hot, definitely beats Burn For Me. It has done better than that. They've went into more details. They've expanded the plot. They raised the stakes without blowing them out of proportion. They've also managed to balance out the romance with the plot. Some series, you'll notice, if they do romance, it usually goes one of two ways. The romance just happens and things move as the story progresses. It just happens. We don't go into much details. They just fall in love. Or it's just a shadow cast by the story. But other stories will focus, you'll start with the plot for a little while, and then romance comes in and it just derails the whole story. They just start focusing on the romance beyond all else. Which, to me, that is not a failure as a story, but it's not a very good way to do a story. I go to read a book so that I can enjoy the plot, the story. I like romance, but I do not need it. But it's good when it's used to spice up, or it's used as a foil to enhance the plot and story, as it's used in the Hidden Legacy series. The romance is a main component of it, but it's only used to enhance your experience. And that's how I feel the Ilona Andrews they have always done well with mixing romance into their plots without sacrificing romance or the plot. So that'll be all, I believe. I honestly do recommend this book. Once again, the Hidden Legacy series, White Hot. This is book 2. I reviewed book 1, Burn For Me. It is by Ilona Andrews, the husband and wife team, and leave comments down below to let me know how I've done, how I can do better, what you think of my review, and if you'll honestly pick up the series, just let me know. It does make me feel very good knowing that I spread my love for books. And so, please like and subscribe, and catch you guys later. Actually, the next book in the series will be Wildfire. I don't actually have a physical copy of Wildfire, but I have read it, and I will be reviewing it. I will see if I can get a physical copy to show you guys what it looks like. All right, signing out.